to the computer. So I'm recording this now. We're going to do most of this webinar with my screen shared. Awesome. Okay, guys, so you guys have all done webinars with me before. Let me mute my phones real quick because that'll get real distracting. I don't know how to mute this one. So I'm just going to turn it off. Turn on. Okay. So you guys, most of you have all done webinars with me before and stuff like that. You know the basically the only rule is feel free to interrupt me. I have the chat open and I can see it. You can unmute yourself if you want to talk. You guys are all muted now just to reduce atmospheric sound. And feel free to talk or ask me anything because I don't want anybody to lose out on something that maybe they miss out on a question. So let's get started. So I've been using Tactical Arbitrage. I've been using it since when it first came out. It says here 2018, but I've been using it longer than that, I'm pretty sure. Tactical Arbitrage, as a lot of us probably already know, is the best. It can be a little bit overwhelming, and that's what the goal of this webinar is about. Now, I know some of you, Esther, I'm pointing at you, I know that you're pretty proficient with Tactical Arbitrage, so this might be a little bit beneath you, might be a little bit lower than you. Other people I know might have some struggles with it. So let me show you guys how I do some basic searching and can kind of go from there. I'm going to search a few different stores, particularly like Walmart, Target, Walgreens, and then Kohl's, because those seem to be the hardest ones. Well, Walmart's probably the easiest to search, and then Kohl's is one of the more difficult ones. Target is also a little bit more difficult. And I'm going to explain some general concepts that will help you guys make some more money on this. So first thing I like to do, okay, and I think that this is an important step, is no matter what I am searching, I always sign up for their mailing list or their app. Why is my phone not muted? It says my phone's muted. Okay. So I always sign up for the app for, whatever deal that they have. And this works whether you're doing Target or a more obscure site. I'm not really going to go into individual sites too much other than the few I mentioned, because I want people to learn how to use this information, use these techniques to apply to any store. This isn't just like, like my bra coaching that I do a lot of times. A lot of it comes down to how to source bras from Kohl's. This is not a case of how to shop on one website. I want you guys to be able to shop on any website, but these websites seem to be the ones that are that have that if you know how to search these, you should be able to search anything. So for instance, with Target here, you want to sign up for their mailing list. I just set up this computer recently, so I'm not signed in right now, but you want to sign up for mailing list. Walmart sends me emails all the time with discounts. Walgreens sends me discounts alerts all the time, and it's really important to get those because sometimes you'll very often get sales through those that might not be an advertised sale, and that's important. You can make extra money that other people maybe don't know about. Now, another thing, and an example of this, websites that do this, ThinkGeek will do this sometimes, GameStop will do this sometimes, is if you have never sourced a website before, sign up for the website and then add what you want to buy to your cart. Especially, I mean, like if it's like a hot sale that you don't really have time to wait on stuff, but if it's like an average sale, add stuff to your cart and let it sit in your cart. And then what I like to do is I go away from it and I come back or check my email in like an hour or so. And very often you'll get an email that says, hey, you have stuff in your cart. At that point, sometimes they also give you a coupon code. I've actually gotten coupon codes upwards of 20% off before, okay, just for abandoning my cart. And now, once you know that, you can go in and exploit that. Okay, I actually got a coupon code one time that's never expired. It says it was a one-time use code, and I've used it dozens of times. So it's very helpful to sign up for those sites. So let's get started with some sourcing here. Let's do a real quick rundown of this product search page, okay? So right now, and I will tell you guys, I did cheat a little bit, and I'm actually currently running some searches already that I set up because I want to make sure that I had stuff going for you guys to analyze, and I definitely have some good data here already. I got 93 items. Nice. So we'll start here with the product search. Also, let me show you guys real quick. Why am I? Oh, that's what the problem was. Okay, now it's fixed. I accidentally had a browser tab open with Facebook. That's why I was getting those sounds. So with Amazon, let me show you guys the extensions that I use. Okay, these are pretty basic. Most of them are free. We'll just drop in on this item right here. So I am using Keepa. Okay. Now, if you don't want to pay for Keepa, I pay for Keepa, and the reason I pay for Keepa is because I want to be able to use it in store with Scoutify too. So I paid for it, and you know, it's been going well for me. It's definitely worth, I think it's $16 a month or something like that. So I am using Keepa. You can also use the Helium 10 extension, okay? Basically gives the exact same data, okay? I'm gonna go more into data analysis in a little bit when we get some more data than just this product here. And then I'm also using Rev ROI. This is by Chris Grant, I'm sorry. And this is, I think, one of the best just kind of calculators out there. Another one I use, why is this RevSeller? I also use RevSeller quite a bit. Let me refresh this, it did not get loaded. Okay, let me log in real quick here. Turn on, volume down. Okay, it was being real frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna log into my RevSeller real quick because apparently it did not log me in. Okay, perfect. I just redid this my computer the other day. So RevSeller is a paid app. It's a little bit, it's not very expensive or anything. Rev ROI is not expensive. RevSeller is a monthly subscription. And that's, you know, so just keep that in mind. But I find that it is a very helpful extension to have. And it just kind of puts the calculator right here for you. So you can quickly calculate your costs if you want to. If you're going to be doing more shoe sourcing, I'm not going to get heavy into shoe sourcing with this. How many extension is very helpful, and that's how many with a question mark. Another one that I use, Dave LaCroix, if you watch this, I use Bulk List Builder, and that's pretty useful. And we'll touch on bulk lists in a little bit. And a bulk list, just for people that don't know, it's something that you can make where you're able to search things for a longer period of time. You're able to search multiple pages in one search. It's a little bit less necessary now that you can run multiple searches at once, but it's still very nice. See, I like bulk lists because I make my own bulk list, and then I'll go through and run a bulk list. Like on Monday, I run a bunch of scans. So on Monday, I go through and I actually have a bulk list that's just the clearance section on websites that sell toys. Okay, so I run every clearance section from like Target, Walmart, any website that sells toys, ThinkGeek, GameStop, all of those. I run their clearance section every Monday. It's just what I do. And that has been really helpful for me. And because I have the bulk list, all I literally do is open up the bulk list and then it runs for me automatically, okay? So, and we'll talk about bulk lists a little bit more. Okay, so that's what the extensions that I use, pretty standard. And the other ones I have, I mean, I got, you know, quite a few here. There's one that I really like. Yeah, that's about it. The ones that are really most useful here. So let's start with the product search page, and we'll go from there. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Now, the cache is where people ask a lot of questions. I do live only typically, but there's really like a day search is really acceptable, or 12-hour search. Live only is like the way to go during like Q4, just because it will have the most up-to-date information on it with like stockouts and stuff like that. If you do a 10-day search, that means that it's using a cache data that's up to 10 days old. So it'll actually make the search a lot faster for you. Yeah, you can't sit on my keyboard. It'll make your search a lot faster, but it won't. The data may not be as up to date. Even like a 3-hour one, you will definitely notice that it is a much quicker search. Now, this is an interesting thing. You can do the cache only feature. I actually really wish that they had the opposite of it, because I would love to have a search feature where it would show things that weren't cached. Okay, that would be pretty cool. But unfortunately, they don't have that yet. So, and I don't do the cache only search, by the way. So at this point, what we want to look for, I do not search the, I don't use the image search or the UPC sites and products only. I mean, you can do that, but a lot of the stuff that we're going to be looking at will be UPC. But I don't like to add any filters. That's the thing. Most people, when I help them out with how to do tactical arbitrage sourcing, one of the biggest takeaways that they have from the sourcing that I do or how I scan is how few filters I use. And I do that intentionally because I think that too many people look at tactical arbitrage as a decision maker. It should be making decisions, but it's not. It's a gathering tool. It's a scraper. The technical term for what tactical arbitrage is a web scraper. It scrapes data, presents data. At the end of the day, I'm the brain and I have to make decisions. So that's what we want to do is let it make, filter to kind of clean the crud up and make things a little bit easier to search. But at the end of the day, I don't want it making decisions for me. I want to make decisions. So firstly, you would just adjust these if you guys are doing anything that's not USA to USA, adjust that accordingly. Websites where we select the website. This stuff here is all very self-explanatory. Okay, the last filters, I just used my last used. Now the easy bulk, I don't use easy bulk. I'll just say that right now. I don't use it at all. I just don't like it. I think that it's easier to just make my own bulk list, and the bulk list will come back to that. So let's get into the settings. So first thing, the fixed price per item is a godsend. This was just like such a good feature. I'm so happy that Alex added this. And what it helps with is like a lot of sites, Rite Aid will do this, CVS will do this, Walgreens will do this, where they just do like, buy two for $10 or something like that. And that's why I like this, because then I can just import the fixed cost. And then the store price reductions, pretty self-explanatory. You always want to put the cash back third, just because like with the cash back, let's say I'm going to show you a Walgreens sale that they're doing where it's buy two, get one free. That's 33% off. And then your cash back is based off of the purchase cost, that your actual spend cost, not any sort of rebate. So you want to do that in the correct order. So typically I just put the cash back percentage last. So like if I'm doing the Walgreens search, I would do 33, and then I think my cash back was 9. But we'll do that search in a couple minutes here. And then of course our sales tax, which is nice, automatically loads my sales tax. That's a very nice touch. So this is where most people mess up, okay? Because it seems like you should use all of these. And the truth is I don't use any of them, okay? I use that one current rank over 350,000. That's the only one I use. Sometimes I'll do average 30-day. That's it. That's like my kind of variation. The estimated sales, I don't trust any company that's trying to do an estimated sales, because the problem is the way that I have this set, okay, the average 30 days, if it has a 0 rank on tactical arbitrage, or tactical arbitrage finds a 0 rank, it still adds it to the results, okay? Whereas if I remove the estimated sales and it's getting a 0 rank, it will not add it to the results. So I want to still see things with 0 rank, because sometimes they remove the rank. Especially, I like to search grocery and health and personal care. There's a lot of products, especially in health and personal care, that have no rank or have a rank of 0. But still sell very, very well. So that's what I like to do. Sometimes I will mess with this, but the only reason I mess with it is to remove products that only have 1 seller, just because I usually assume that it's the brand selling it. But 99% of the time, 0 on this. Like if I'm going to search like the supplement category on like GNC or something like that, I will add that in. But other than that, I don't really do anything with this. Remove third-party sellers. So that would be like if I was searching Sears.com or Walmart.com. I don't mess with this just because only a few sites that I source from really have that feature, number 1. And number 2, it can cause you to not see items, okay? Remove out-of-stock products. Again, sometimes tactical arbitrage messes this up, so I just don't remove it. The contains no weight or size data. A lot of people use this, especially when they have prep centers. I don't like this because what that just means is that nobody's ever FBA'd the product. So if nobody's ever FBA'd the product, that's not a problem to me. I'll just add the weight data myself. It's not a big deal. Now, of course, that could mean that it's hazmat potentially, that it's never been FBA'd, but that happens. I see that very rarely. Remove if Amazon's a seller. Again, that's another one also that messes up because sometimes it doesn't see Amazon as the seller correctly. So I don't mess with that. Plus, I don't mind competing against Amazon. I like things with fat margins. So if you have like 100% margin or something larger than that, I'll go against Amazon if I can reduce the price enough to be competitive. The number of reviews, sometimes I will use this just to get like items that have never sold before, and I'll literally just do 1, okay? As soon as it's got 1 review, I know it sells. I usually figure that an item gets a 1 review per 1 to 300 sales when it's like just a standard item that nobody's doing like a follow-up email on. That's been my experience with private label and grocery products that I've launched. So that makes sense to me. It's been what I've experienced. So it's been what I've experienced, and that's that will just remove those items that are like, fresh, brand new. Remove if rating is lower. I don't care about the rating because there's stuff that has 0 ratings or bad ratings. It still sells. Even if the refund rate is high, as long as the margin's high enough, I don't really care. Maybe you want to adjust that or something like that. But, again, the problem is when I do this coaching one-on-one with people where I sit down with them one-on-one. And the thing is I see people and they fill out every one of these. And then they're like, well, I ran the scan and I only got 2 items. Well, that's why. If you filter out everything, you're going to have a bad time. The source price, this sometimes I will use just to kind of like get stuff that's real cheap out of the way because I like a healthier profit margin, but there's better settings than this one. And then the price, sometimes I'll set this like if Amazon's less than $4, that can be good. So it eliminates like stuff that wouldn't be profitable. Especially helpful in the grocery category if you're selling smaller grocery items. Now, this is nice. This one is actually a nice filter, like Belkin, Belkin, Netgear, you could add to that if you're like scanning the electronics section on Walmart. That is a nice touch. Also, now you can add the brands too. So, and this will tell you how to adjust that. So, for instance, we would add just the filters and everything. Sometimes this won't be correct, the brands, like especially if people made their own listing, they might not put the brand in correctly, like Lego or whatever. So that's why I do still like to use the title versus the brand. And then this I never have set, and the only reason is I use tactical arbitrage mostly for grocery. So one of the things I find a lot is grocery items where Amazon is selling it and I'm buying like 2 to make 1 on Amazon, so like a 2-pack, and this filters that out sometimes, and I actually want to see those. So I just don't use that. And then the date, now this is actually a good and useful feature. So we could do like custom range. Let's say we wanted to know barbecue sauce. We're going to, let's say hypothetically, we're going to search Walmart for barbecue sauce that sells in June. So we would go back in time to June 1st, and let's go till the end of July. Okay, and then we would actually use that price data and be able to see that. Now, a more effective, so like barbecue sauce in July, that's a good one, but a better one would be Walmart, like scan all the toys on Walmart with the price spike from the day after Thanksgiving, well, okay, Black Friday on. And if you do that, you could maybe see some sleeper toys that go up in price, because there are toys like specifically Paw Patrol Marshall toys, they go up in price every year if you look at the Keepa for them, okay? Well, if we can see that, we can find those and potentially buy some stuff before the big price spike on Amazon that then gets it on everybody's radar. So we're buying it. We could maybe even do an Amazon to Amazon flip. I'll show you real quick here an example of it. So I think that this is the one I'm referring to. Okay. And we can see here the Amazon price went up to $22, and at other prices it's as low as $977. So it went up, you know, at that point. This is the one that it does. Okay, so it actually goes up sometimes. The lowest that it's been, the statistics, the lowest it's been is 875, and the highest it's been is $32 on Amazon, but the average for the last 90 days is $20. So we actually, and I mean, look at the rank on this thing, 3,000 in toys. We could have potentially, if the average here was $20, which was the average for the last 90 days, and we bought it for $875, that could have been a very nice and healthy Amazon to Amazon flip with a really good rank. And then looking through here, I mean, you can see like it's been lower and higher. So, I mean, boy, all the way down to $10.99, and then it goes back up. That's just interesting to me, and I've done this before. They does drop the price sometimes. So this is an example that you can find this. So if I was to set this search term, and you see it starts getting up in price right around that time where Amazon's going out of stock and that kind of stuff, and that's what we want to be looking for. The pricing on this is kind of weird, but you see here where we're in on this. When is that? November. Okay, early November. So a little bit before time, but that's the kind of stuff that we could start to see. Another example would be like spikes in Easter candy, spikes in Halloween stuff. So that is a very useful tool. I use it quite a lot in Q4. So, and this, you know, this is pretty basic with the search titles. These are very self-explanatory. This is where, you know, we can start to calculate our true costs. I always use 20 cents a pound for shipping to Amazon. The different prep, let's say I pay $1 to a prep center. The bundle cost would be, you know, if you use a prep center, how much more it costs to do a bundle than not do a bundle. This is pretty much the only filters I really use. I set this low. I don't buy stuff that's a 20% ROI because I don't see that it's worth it. There's a lot better margin items out there, or better profit items, I should say. But I do set it at 20% because sometimes tactical arbitrage will not eliminate a bundle correctly. So it's helpful to me, you know, to be able to go in and maybe see some items that TA would miss otherwise. So if you really want 50%, I would always set it lower, like 25%. Because you know what? Sometimes, yeah, I want to do 50%, but if I set that at 20, so if I'm at 50%, like 50% ROI, great. Would you not sell something that's a 49% ROI and sells incredibly because you only want 50%? No, I don't think so. So if you're gonna, you know, be like, I want 50%, I would set it down to like 25% at the very minimum, and I go lower personally, down to 20%. I would rather sort through stuff than miss stuff personally, and I do like to set this. Now, I will show you guys a sale where I will tweak these. Now, these match sites, this site here, this UPC site, these can be helpful, but with what we're going to start with, like Walmart, like using this on the Walmart clearance can be helpful, because like on Walmart, when they clearance stuff, often other sites will. Not always the case, but sometimes the case. However, like if there's a sale on at a place, I turn that off because the other place isn't going to honor the sale usually. So like if Walgreens, we're going to do a Walgreens scan, they have hair care products for buy two, get one free. Well, other hair care places like Ulta or Sephora, they're not going to honor that sale. So there's no point in seeing them, and it greatly slows down your search. Also, so show no match. I leave that off because I would have to go through and manually search that stuff. I don't feel like doing that. It slows me down. The no match stuff kind of goes back to the no cache stuff. There's some more advanced stuff that maybe you would want to do that. Also show Amazon out of stock. This is actually, it should default be on, okay? So we'll actually turn it on. So there we go. We got another filter. And this only Amazon out of stock result. Too many people use this and it messes them up because that stock can be inaccurate. So I just leave that as is, and that's always done well for me. So let's do a first search. Let's do a Walmart search. Okay, kind of show the basics here. Did anybody have any questions so far? Sweet. So the first thing that I like to do, especially websites like Walmart, is I like to only buy things typically from websites that I know I can return to in store. So we are going to talk about Kohl's. Kohl's is so hard on inventory when they ship it. I return so much stuff I buy from Kohl's. It's very frustrating. But also, the other thing that I like about, like particularly with Kohl's, is the only reason I shop online is I can get the cash back through Raise or whatever. Okay, that's like the big advantage to Kohl's online. My store, if I take back a product, they'll actually do an exchange instead of return. So I actually get the product at the same price. It just needs to be taken in. Again, it's a pain in the ass, but sometimes you got to do it. So let's search with Walmart, and you know, we could do pretty quickly. We could look at their sales and what they're doing. If they have, you know, like a sales page, gifts, stuff like that. They don't really usually have anything too crazy. This is where getting that email is helpful. Okay, so let's start with this. Let's do a special buy, clearance, rollback, big savings. Okay, so that's a good price on a 32-inch TV if anybody needs it. Okay, so we're looking here. Okay, these look serviceable. So let's set these up. We're going to set up 4 different searches here. This is actually a an example of when I would use a bulk list. Okay, these searches are usually pretty big. Yeah, let's just do a bulk list. Okay, so let's start with the bulk list. We'll turn that on and upload a new file. Okay, so I make my bulk list a little bit differently than how most people do it. Now, typically, I use bulk list builder a lot. Oh, messed up my delimitator. My delimitator. It's just being weird. Oh. Okay, so let me open this again with the correct delimitator. This is not semicolon or space, it's comma. True CSV. Okay, so there we go. That works. So for the domain, we're just going to use walmart.com. You actually don't need to put the domain in. Actually, no, that's incorrect. You do have to put the domain in. So walmart.com. Okay. I know some of you people, especially Esther, you've seen me make a bulk list before. It's a little different than how most people do it, but I want results quickly, especially because I want to show you guys how to analyze products. And I'm impatient. So first thing about tactical arbitrage, if you put a line item in a bulk list search and you direct it to search a page that doesn't exist, it will just skip to the next page automatically. It's like a 10-second delay, then it goes on to the next page. So let's start by copying and pasting these in. And this works very effective on any website. Okay, so now what we want to do here is we want to start on page one. Okay, so we're starting on page 1, and then I'm going to do the last page is page 3. Okay, and these are 25 pages long. But now what we do is we copy it, I paste it down, and I'm going to start this on page 4 then. Okay, so what I've done is typically I find the best things on the first few pages. So I've just run the first few pages of the search of each of the pages. Okay, and then I'm going to go up to like 8. Okay, then let's paste that in again. We'll start at 9. And at that point, we'll just finish the search. Okay, so then we delete that. Okay, now you do not need to use the same domain for your search. Does anybody type in the chat? I can actually share this file in the chat. We'll automatically save the right file extension. Okay. So we're done. We just made a bulk list. Has anybody in the chat, has anybody done a bulk list before? Trying to see if I can share. Okay, I thought I could share. Does anybody want me to share the bulk list with you guys? Because I gladly will. I can upload it to Google Drive real quick. But that's the kind of bulk list that I use, and you saw how quick that was to make. I've made that bulk list before, and then I will run that bulk list like every Monday. I go through and I run like the clearance section of Walmart. It's thousands of items, and Walmart. I'm showing Walmart because it's such an easy site. The source. Ooh, I got new messages. Okay, Esther. Okay. Give me 1 second, Esther, and I will upload. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to upload this to Google Drive Docs. Google Drive, I mean. Yeah, Esther, if you do it that way, if you separate it out like that, so much faster. It just gets you, it's not actually faster. Um, it takes the same amount of time, but I feel that you get results faster. Now, maybe that's just, maybe that's just me being superstitious, but yes, I believe that you do get much better results quickly that way. Okay, and get it shareable with you guys right now. Okay, so guys, that's the exact bulk list. I don't want to send that just to Mark. Mark, I love you, but everybody gets it. Okay, there we go. So now, yeah, that's why I do that. And Esther's asking, will it run faster? No, it'll just get your results faster. And yes, you have to try that. It's something I was talking to Alex Moss about it, and I told him that I do that, and he's like, yeah, I don't know why people don't do that, because it makes perfect sense. And it's not that, when I'm running bulk lists, I have bulk lists that I run that are like 100 lines. I think that that's the maximum for a bulk list. So, and it might only be 10 pages or 10 different websites that I'm searching. And it really does speed things up tremendously to find results. Okay? So now let's get this uploaded. Of course, I didn't test the bulk list. I think it worked. Okay, so now we have no discount. Oh, let's see, is there a discount? This is why I love Rev ROI. Okay, so Ebates top cashback, yeah, we can do top 5%. Now I'm not going to go into this too much, but you do need to look at particularly Ebates does not give cashback on every category in Walmart. They've kind of like changed that around quite a bit. So, I'm going to have enough of a margin in there that 5%, if I don't get it, isn't going to really make or break a search. In fact, I'm not even going to enter it as a discount, just because I'll still use Ebates on it, and it'll be, pennies from heaven if I get a little bit of cash back. But other than that, that's all I needed to okay? We'll do also show Amazon out of stock items. And that's it. Now, Always wait a moment for your search to make sure it's running. We want products checked. We want to make sure we get past product check 1. We're on product check 2. Good. We're solid and good to go. Now, with the bulk list, okay, when you do that, you can run a longer file. You can also, I will very often, especially in Q4, I make a lot of bulk lists in Q4. So like I'll make a bulk list that's, I know that Target's going to do a board game sale. So I'll go beforehand, before they do their board game sale, and I'll run the data. And then what I'll do is I'll sometimes make a bulk list where let's say I have, so they have a sale where they'll do buy two, get one free. That's like a big sale that Target always does in Q4. So I'll go in and I'll do like all of the board games, and I'll look at the bulk list where I'll start like from you can do the start from row, okay? So I'll start like from row 1, and then let's say I had 5 categories. So I'll do the first 2 like lines. I don't know what exactly to call like the different page numbers. So I'll do the first set of 2 page numbers, and then I'll do another bulk list that does the second set of page numbers. Very helpful to do that. Unfortunately, sometimes it's better just edit the bulk list, and the bulk lists are easy to edit. I mean, you saw it, I just used OpenOffice, because the bulk list search doesn't stop. So the thing is that if I started on row 1 and then I start another one on row 10, the row 1 will do up to row 10 and then beyond row 10. So you sometimes get double results that way. Be a little annoying. You can filter that out with like downloading your data or something like that, but it can be a little bit of an extra headache. But just get creative with that. You know how that works now. You saw how I built the bulk list. That's real easy to do. Dave LaCroix, who's in the Q2 group, he makes Bulk List Builder, which is really nice. I can show you guys how that works. You actually just hit over add address bar link, and then okay, that's pretty cool. But also I can hit down on Control I can hit down on Shift. No, it's Control. Be a little tricky with the savings center. Let's do that. I can hit down on Control. And it'll actually add links to the bulk list search. Now, these are just product links, but like you could do like category links. This is really helpful with Target, the way that they have their search pages set up. And I'll do a bulk list with Target using Bulk List Builder. Show you guys how that's done. It makes life a little bit easier. Okay, so we covered Walmart. Okay, we covered a bulk list. We covered Walmart. Does anybody have any questions right now? I am going to grab myself a can of LaCroix real quick, and I will BRB. Oh, snowball. Okay. Feel like we're going right along. I had outlined this all out, and I'm actually a little bit ahead of schedule on this, so I'm pretty happy. Let's see. Did we find anything with Walmart? Yay, we found some stuff with Walmart. Okay, and do check the email that they send you, because sometimes like I actually do better searching Walmart on rollbacks. I don't do as well with clearance as I do with like rollbacks and the special buys. Okay, the special buys are better in my opinion. Okay, they've worked better for me. With Walmart, it's pretty common if you buy grocery for the grocery to actually be more expensive online than in store. A lot of people don't know this, but Walmart.com is a different company than Walmart. That's why they saw often in store won't price match Walmart.com. I mean, sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. So that being said, you know, you can run into problems where, I don't know, just all sorts of problems with like grocery stuff. There's been a few times that I've bought grocery stuff that was like supposed to be a 12 pack and it's from like a third party seller, and it'll come in and be like I was supposed to be a 12 pack and then they only sent me one. So that's real annoying. But you know, that's how it works, and pretty easy to use. So let's look here after we've covered Walmart. Let's take a look at the next big one, which is Target. Okay, Walmart, like most of the sites within Tactical Arbitrage are pretty much how Walmart is. Okay, you can go in, you got different categories, you know, it's pretty easy to do. Target's a little bit trickier. Okay, and here's why. Let's do the deals. Okay, and again, I have bulk lists made that are like the bulk lists for clearance at Target. So I'll just go through and just scan all this stuff. Okay, and that's a nice, a good way to get inventory. Okay, but let's look at the weekly ad, and this is where we start to get into really needing the circular. Now, last week, I think it was, they did a sale that was buy $100, you get a $25 gift card. I hit that real hard in store on Lego. Okay, I went pretty deep on that. I know a lot of other people that did. So we got Umbro. That's not really a good brand. I'm not going to bother with that. But see, I actually like to look at the circular, at this circular. This is really the way to get the deals and see. Okay. Let's look at this. TileMate Bluetooth tracker. I've never heard of that. Okay. So the only reason that this could be potentially profitable is you get a Google Home Mini and the TileMates. So let's see this. This is interesting. Yeah, Esther, I might need to get those. I'll have to get one for my cat. Okay, so we would pay $60. We get paid out $45, but we also get the Google Home Mini. Am I not getting Google Home Minis? Oh, you know what? You're right. I forgot about that. But that's an example of something that could have been a good deal. You'll see this a lot with JCPenney, which shockingly you can still buy stuff from. They do it a lot in the kitchen category, where they'll do, Boscov's also does it a lot, where they'll do like cookware, and they'll do what I'm looking for is a free gift with it. I won't focus on this for too long. But they'll do like you buy a knife set and you get an accessory set with it. Okay, that's a really good deal. And the reason I like those so much is because Tactical Arbitrage can't do that. It messes it up. So you kind of do like have to manually search it. There's often, there's actually a category here. There should be a category. I guess not. So here we go with Macy's, and what's our bonus value here? Okay, so for instance, this is a really potentially good deal. I'm not going to go into this particular deal, but you know, you already have it on sale. This probably would not be good because it's created for Macy's, but you kind of get the idea with how that could work. Those accessories with the product, those really can be very profitable. Okay. But the other thing is we could also always sell the Google Mini ourselves. You know what I mean? Like locally or something like that. I mean, basically we need to make 15 bucks to make a break even on the product. So, you know, if you see Google Home Minis are selling for like 50 bucks locally, you know, you make $35 on that deal. Okay, so let's look more here. Okay, so we got this. Okay. $35 when buy any four. Okay. Do the item show. Shown. Wow, that's not what I wanted to do. So this has a few items. Unfortunately, we can't just throw this into tactical arbitrage. We're gonna have to do a little bit of extra effort here to get this to work. And I'll show you how to do it in a moment. Crap. Oh, there it is. Okay. I totally closed out my my window. Great. Okay. Let's select this again real quick. Do the weekly ad. Get right over to it. Okay, so 25% off the beauty product sold. That's not really a good deal because that's only 12.5% off. Not really good. I will tell you, mostly when I source Target, I tend to source cleaning products and like home goods. Now, with laundry or household paper products in store, and that's 20% off. No, that's 25% off. Free $10 gift card when you spend $40. That's a solid deal. And we got Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Okay, let's start with that. Okay, so let's, how many items we got? Okay, we got 2 pages. So let's do this. We're in the coffee category. We can't use any of this to search. So we got to dive down into grocery. I'm going to show you the back end to get this. So grocery, categories, explore all. Okay. So coffee. Now we can use that. We want K-cups because that's what the sale was. And we have a usable link there. We can use that. So there are 10 pages here, but let's look at this. Let's make a couple. We're going to do a couple searches for Target. Okay. I really hope that if you guys learn this, because this is something not a lot of people do. Category. There's my category. Okay. Now, store price adjustment, fixed cost per item, it's $5 because I'm in Pennsylvania. We have no sales tax. Okay, 5% cash back with the red card. Any cash back portals? You get 2 points. We'll just call it nothing. We'll just wash that. Okay. Source title. Okay, we're going to leave this as it is. But what we want is we want to add here the Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin'. Okay. I'll just type it in. I'm trying to be fancy. Dunkin'. Okay? That's all we got to do. Yeah, Esther. You can now run, I believe it's 10 searches is the last I heard at once with active arbitrage. It will slow down your searches, okay? But yeah, that's you can now run multiple searches with active arbitrage. Okay, I'm going to also set my filters a little bit lower on this, just because I don't know, it can get tricky with Target sometimes and the buy cost. So you're going to search this. This is really important with Target. Always make sure your search is running. Always want to get past product 1. And just ripped right through them. We might not find anything. It might not be a good sale. But there we go. Okay? So that's how we can do that. Now, we can work that by doing that. Let's say Lego is having a sale. Now, Lego has its own category on tactical arbitrage or on Target. So you don't need to do this on like Lego anymore. But it used to be, let me webcam down a little bit. Oh, now you guys can see the back of my monitor. It used to be that you would have to like search all of building blocks and then remove or add Lego or Fisher Price or whatever, okay? So that is such a useful feature with Target. Like seriously, it took my Target sourcing game to the next level, okay? So that's good. Okay, did anybody have any questions about that, by the way? Did anything get added? Nah, it's probably not going to be a really good sale, but we know how to do it now. So let's see what else we got. Free $10 gift card. Okay, so now let's look at that. I believe they have it in personal care. They do not have it in personal care. Okay, so I don't know what the category is. So by searching Tide Pods, we can see, okay, it'll tell us it's in laundry care. Okay. So it looks like, okay, all of these have this discount. Okay. And okay, so it's searching Tide Pods. We want to remove that. Now, right up here, this is the category. See, it says category equals, okay? That's what we're looking for, that number right there. I really want to make a merch shirt. I couldn't do it on merch because it would be trademarked. I want to make a Target shirt that is the Target logo with all the categories in it. I think that that would be really cool. It'd be something that like 4 people would buy. Okay, they didn't find any good coffee. So let's do Target again. By the way, people sleep on selling laundry care products because they think that they're too heavy to be profitable to ship. And very often that's true. But I have found some crazy profitable like laundry detergent where I'm selling like a gallon jug of laundry soap. I've sold hundreds of gallons of laundry soap. Okay, so this, we're doing Target. We have the category. We're not doing any adjustment to the sales price. Well, let's look here. We're getting 25. Oh, we can do 25% off. That's what we want. Okay. Because we have to spend $40 to get 10% off. Okay. We'll probably go a little bit over because you got to like check out it the right way, but that should be good. Remove. We want to clear. Okay, we got that. Source titles. We don't want to use Dunkin' anymore. And like, again, if it was just Tide stuff, so just Tide laundry soap, let's say, then I could just put in the word Tide, okay? And let's bump this up a little bit, 25 and back to $2, and we'll search. See if it worked. Products checked, come on. Okay, current product 1, and we're at 2. Perfect. Okay, guys, so that's running for us. Let's look real quick here. This is the search manager. This is really nice because now we can like see the data just from Walgreens, for instance. Okay, that is super nice. Okay, it is a really nice feature the way that they have it set up. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about Target? We've covered Walmart, we've covered Target, okay? One of the things people will ask all the time about Target is, you know, Target's not reseller friendly. I do most of my Target shopping in store. You don't need usually to have Cartwheel to get the discount. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just go in and get the weekly ad and I'll have the coupon in it. So if I'll just go in and I'll check out a few times, and you know, this laundry sale might be something that I check out on, you know, and I go in, you know, a few times a week anyway to go sourcing and stuff like that. So, you know, it's not too hard to grab the sale a couple times. My Target's usually pretty cool with me checking out multiple times. Some won't be, some will be. I recommend looking at the tampon sale and the feminine hygiene product sale. That one's really good. It's usually like certain brands. Typically it's buy 3, get a $10 gift card. And I mean, it can get crazy cheap at that point. So, and we're making sure that we find anything yet. Oh, okay. We found a couple things in the laundry category. So that's okay. That'll be good. So again, any questions on Target? I'm just going to throw this out here. I'm going to talk about eBay real quick. So I don't source from eBay except from authorized stores. So I'll give you an example, like the actual store itself. So for instance, the Adidas eBay store. I will source from the Adidas eBay store. And a lot of times the pricing on this stuff can be pretty good. Hasbro used to have a really good store. I haven't seen it in a while. Hasbro did, Fisher Price did. They aren't using it anymore, but keep your eyes peeled. Sometimes places will have an eBay store, and that can be really helpful to purchase good inventory. But again, whenever I source from eBay, I'm not buying it from, you know, somebody selling it on eBay, because you just never know. That's not going to help you if you know, need a receipt or anything. But you should be fine if, like, yes, I bought it from eBay, but I bought it from Adidas on eBay. I would think that you would be fine. Okay, so let's switch over now to Walgreens. Okay. So Walgreens is also making sure my cat, I bought my cat a cat treat and he loves it, except that he still likes to sit under my computer chair. So very frustrating. So Walgreens is one of my favorite places to source. They just changed their policy on their crash back. My Walgreens loves me. They'll give me an employee discount, and I can use a 20x coupon on my Walgreens points. Walgreens, you need to sign up for their savings program. Like seriously, do it. It's the best one out there. Not too long ago, I'm probably going to dump all of these. Right before I went and bought my car, I had like 1.6 million Walgreens points. And I ended up cashing them all out into fast flip items to get the down payment for my car. So Walgreens holds a special place in my heart. And also, they're because of I can't use the 20 times coupon for points online. I have to use it in store, and it's a coupon that my manager gives me, plus she gives me an employee discount. So I don't usually source online, but I use this to know what to buy when I'm in store. Let's check Rev ROI here. Sweet discounts, bro. And do they do gift cards? I've never used a Walgreens gift card before. Okay. Well, maybe I should look at Walgreens gift cards more often. But I usually just use 8% cash back. I use Ebates for Walgreens. So is it Ebates I use? No, Top Cash Back. Okay. Okay, so let's do this sale here. What's up, Snowball? In case you guys can't see, this is my now all black cat named Snowball. He moved in the other day. So I'm going to show you guys a bad search. This search isn't going to work. Cat, there, chill on your thing. Okay. So if we click on product search when we're in product search, it'll make a new product search for us. Okay. Okay. What I will tell you right now, I know that this search is going to fail. Okay, just because it will. I don't know exactly why it fails, but it will fail for me. But I wanted to show you guys a bad search. With Walgreens, this is another one where I do a bulk list pretty regularly. Okay, so now we search, start checking product. I'm going to find any product, guys. See? Okay, so all is not lost. You'll run into this fairly frequently. What it is this sales page messes up tactical arbitrage. So we got to get to it a different way. So we go back. It says on the sales page, basically all hair care products, okay, with few exceptions. So let's go into hair care. And now we're back in the sale again. This is where I would go in and I would grab these. Actually, let me show you guys a bulk list here. I'll just make a bulk list real quick. I'll delete all the links. That's being weird. Okay. We can also just do that. I do believe that used to work. Nope. There we go. I had to start it over a link. Okay, so now it added those 10 links. Okay, so now let's download this. I have so many of these made for like Walgreens and stuff. Okay. So we don't need anchor text. We want to do this. Fortunately, it doesn't in order for us. So we don't want alt shop all hair because we're already doing. What is the extension? It is bulk list builder. Okay. Dave LaCroix, that's in the Q2 group. His name's Dave LaCroix. He made it. It's a really cool extension. It's not necessary. Okay. It's also like $100, so it's a little bit expensive. But if you're doing bulk lists over and over again, it really helps. Okay. So we're going to delete the last 2 lines off of here because the last 2 lines are the sale on hair care and the shop all hair care, which we already have. Okay. Okay. So then we would set this up. I'm just going to set this up again as how I did before so you guys can see me do this twice. Kind of see the way that I do this. Let's do 8. Walgreens searches real fast, so we can kind of maybe do it like that. And we'll just go up to 20. Walgreens does have a lot of repeats on their pages. So just like really the first 20 pages should be enough. Okay, so there you go. That's another bulk list I just made for Walgreens. Bulk lists are so easy to make, and they just like turbocharge stack to arbitrage. Even though it's already pretty turbocharged. So I'm not going to use this bulk list because I'm actually already searching Walgreens. I've been searching Walgreens for a couple hours now. So, but you can see here, almost everything here, because this is the hair category, will have this, and we will actually be able to run this. How do I know? I'm already running it. Okay, last used. Now we want to put that filter in, 33 and 8. Okay. And I will search this just to show you guys that it works, but I'm then going to go in and cancel it because I'm already running the search, so I don't need to run it twice. And we just wait a moment to make sure it starts. There we go, products check. So I'm going to go over to Search Manager, and I just started, no. It's all the way down here at the bottom. So I'm going to stop that search just because I'm already running it. Okay. So Walgreens is great because they do the different categories. Now let's look here, for instance, at they're also doing 50% off vitamins. Okay. So buy one, get one free. That's a really solid deal. So let's do it. Okay. Again, this won't work. So let's go to it through this way. And that's how sales on vitamins. Yep. And we actually, I think that this will work. I think that this is the correct link structure for Walgreens. Walgreens can be a little screwy. Okay. So sometimes you got to try the links a couple times. But typically it works. And that was BOGO, right? Buy one, get one free. So that's a big 50% off plus our 8% cash back. Okay, that's good. Search. Okay, we're just waiting for it. Get the first one. Arc check 1. Always want to make sure. Okay, got a few checked. Perfect. Okay. Now, this will give some false results here, like this HelioCare and stuff like that. That's not part of the sale. But looking at this page, you see that almost all of these are on that sale. Now, it used to work a little bit differently, where there was like a little selection here for the different kinds of sales, and I could select which sale to focus on. And they no longer do that. Another thing about vitamins, I just want to give a quick warning about vitamins and selling vitamins on Amazon, because a lot of people don't know this. I do sell a good amount of vitamins. I like when I sell, okay, so this fish oil is a perfect example. When I sell a product, a grocery product, anything with an expiration date, I like to have 180 days on the expiration date. That's not an Amazon rule. I forget what Amazon's exact time is, but it's like 105 to 110 or 20. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what it is. I always go for 90 days, or I'm sorry, 180 days, 6 months, okay? If you are doing a supplement, you also then need to add the length of how long the supplement's dose is for. So let's say you're looking at this fish oil, and this is 320 capsules. I don't know how many you're supposed to take a day. It would say on the back, I would assume. So not holding this in my hand, it's tricky to say. But let's say that you take 2 a day. Okay, that's what the dosage is. Or you have a 1-month supply. So 2 a day for this would be 160 days. You then need to add that to 180 if you use mine or whatever the Amazon guide is. Okay, I really should know off the top of my head with the amount of grocery I do, but I don't, because I just use 180 all the time. And then so that's 180 is what I use, and then 160. So 340, we would need to be almost a year in expiration on this, okay? So just watch out on that. And with stuff that's has expirations like that, this is the kind of stuff I would go in store and pick up. There are several websites that'll tell you the expirations when you're checking out with stuff. Walgreens is typically not one of them, okay? But with Walgreens, whenever I bought stuff like vitamins, it's actually been with good expirations. So I don't worry about it too much, but just keep that in mind. So I think we covered Walgreens pretty extensively, okay? If they do a sale where it's like just Nature's Bounty or Nature's Made, that's part of the sale, that's where we can use that includes function in tactical arbitrage, which is just like a genius function that really will help you guys. So does anybody have any questions about Walgreens? Okay. Pulling up a calculator right now. Okay, I will give you guys a copy of this extension. Actually, I can give you the copy of it right now, but I will also share this in the follow-up email that I send this to you guys. In order to use this, watch the YouTube link that's right there, okay? And it'll tell you how to do it. You have to copy and paste this into your own spreadsheet, because there's not macros, but there's equations in this, okay? As you can see, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm really bad at spreadsheets, and I made this myself. You want to, if I let people edit it, it would get messed up. So you can just view it, and then you copy and paste it into a unique spreadsheet that's your own that you can edit, and then it'll work perfectly for you. YouTube video here on how to use it. All very basic. But let's go to Kohl's. Now, I don't think that Kohl's is doing a sale right now. Kohl's is probably always doing a sale, but right now there might not be. Okay, today only, they're doing extra 20% off and 10% Kohl's Cash. Okay, that's a pretty basic sales for it. Hello, anonymous koala. I don't know which one I use as a koala, but somebody is. So let's look here. I had this set up for doing bras the other day. Let's do just to get the discount. I like to, when I do Kohl's sourcing and tactical arbitrage, I don't like to put all the discounts in. I put my discount in one discount. Okay, and that'll make sense what I'm saying in a moment if it doesn't. Okay, so we're getting 4% cash back on Lemon Money. I'm going to use Ebates, so I'm going to get 3% cash back. Let's do gift cards. Nice discount. Nice gift cards. Now, the trick to buying gift cards at Kohl's, and it's funny, I went through all of my Kohl's gift cards a few months ago, like right before Q4, and I turned out to have over $10,000 in Kohl's gift cards that I had purchased and not used completely. Okay, I make a spreadsheet for them. So this 6.9% on Ebates or on Raise is really good. Plus you get 1% cash back to Raise. I've never used Card Pool before, so I don't know, how much I like them or anything. But just use what you like. This will be, you want to buy e-gifts, okay, because they'll send you the code. Okay, so this all looks legit, and these are all based off of Kohl's Cash. I can just tell because of the small gift cards. And you can typically use as many gift cards. They used to have a limit on the gift cards. I just used like a dozen gift cards on one purchase. There might be a limit to the gift card number that you can use, but I haven't run into it yet. And then let's see, is there cash back on Card Pool? No, no cash back available. But that's okay. So we could get up to 8% cash back. That's solid, okay? So let's start entering our numbers into the calculator to calculate our discount with Kohl's. Percentage off the top is 20, okay? And that's this 20% off thing right here. Plus the cash back, I call it in-store cash back, so this works for other stores, but it's Kohl's Cash. So that's 20%. In-store percentage, that's our yes to rewards, okay? Let me make these, change these colors real quick. Perfect. So you guys can see that. Okay, in-store percentage. Raise percentage, I call it raise, but we're going to use the Card Pool. Ebates to Raise is 0. My 2% cash back. So that's actually going to go on my, I buy my gift cards with a credit card. Oh, let me do this right. Ebates on store. Okay. So that's our cash back in store. What was that number again? I forget. I'm just going to use 3% because I like Ebates. So 3. Okay, so let's make sure we did this right. Our buy cost is $100. Percentage off the top is 20. Cash back is 20. In-store percentage is 1% cash back with our yes to rewards. 0% on sales tax. Well, okay, so if we're going to do close, it would be 0%. I have sales tax in Pennsylvania, so let's do 6%, which is our sales tax in Pennsylvania here. There's no, in case you're not familiar, Kohl's is not reseller friendly. So there's no resale like permits or anything like that. Ebates to Raise was 0. Ebates on stores 3. Now the rebate's a solid number. They do an appliance sale in Q4 where they give a $12 rebate on the appliance. Okay, And if you do that, it's not doing it. This is being weird. Did I break my spreadsheet? I've broken this thing before. I don't know why that's not working right now, but it should be a solid. I don't know what's going on with it, but whatever. So we get about 46% off. Okay, that's what we need to know. We're going to call it 45, and and that assumes, of course, optimal conditions. But I mean, even if we just did 40, nobody really complains about getting too much of a discount. Am I right, guys? Okay. Kohl's category. So we do our store price adjustment. We'll do it at 45. So let's get, what category do we want to do? Now, you do have to look here. The in-store on Kohl's sales does not apply to toys. Okay, very annoying. And you do look at the restrictions. I think it doesn't apply to Nike. There's a lot of brands that it does not apply to. So most of what I'm buying from Kohl's is kitchen stuff. It seems to apply to a lot of kitchen stuff. Okay, and you'll see that in your cart. Okay, if you add something that is not part of the sale, you'll be able to see it once you're in your cart. And this is another one. I'm not I've already done 2 bulk lists, so I'm not going to do a bulk list. Give me one second. Alec, got to head out. Yeah. This is all being recorded, so I'll share. I'm just going to share it in the Q2 group, so no need to worry about it. So, and have a good night, Alec. I almost could have just had you come and watch this live with me. Have you do these with an audience. So yeah, I'm not going to make a bulk list here, even though probably the best thing to do would be to make a bulk list, because you can see here they have so much stuff. But I've made 2 bulk lists already. I think you guys know how these bulk lists work. So we'll just throw this over into the tactical arbitrage search. And this is the thing I love about Kohl's. It's dirty. It's dirty. I refer to it like the links. I can throw these garbage links in with searches and stuff in it. Tactical arbitrage figures it out. So boom. Let's make sure this works. Got the first check. Boom. Okay. So does anybody have any questions on product searching? Okay. I'm going to stop product searching now, and now I'm going to start doing some analysis of products. My cat doesn't like the bright light from my ring light, so I'm going to take his portrait. I want to grow up and become a professional cat photographer. Okay, guys. So we got that. We got products being added. This is awesome. And, we can get into this a little bit more. This is more of an advanced thing, but if you look through here, you can start to see why things are not being added, and maybe see maybe your filters are bad or something. If you're searching something and it's checking a bunch of stuff, but it's not adding anything, you can see from here where maybe you have a restrictive filter that you didn't realize was overly restrictive. Okay, and then we can start to see an advanced set of that. So that's real nice to look. And then if we just click on Search Manager, we can actually see the products. Okay, so now guys, we're going to start analyzing. I know, don't get too excited, guys. Let's just start with Kohl's because it was the last one we set. Okay, could be some good stuff there, but maybe not. Okay, we just took a gander at that. Let's set up our Walgreens sale. We started with Walgreens, and let's your data. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I have the chat open, and I'm going to start sharing Walgreens links to you guys. And I will tell you, always, buy at your own risk. None of this stuff should be crazy risky. I won't share anything. I have a pretty good grasp of what's going to be restricted and what's going to be good for us. But just check this out. So. Okay. That's a 3-pack. How much is that? So it would be $12 to make the 3-pack, less of course the 8%, and the payout on that. That's kind of okay. Okay. And you always want to make sure, yeah, this is all lines up, the weights, everything's right. It is out of stock online right now, but one thing you can do is add it to your shopping list, and it'll actually alert you when it comes back in line. It comes back on pretty quickly. So what I liked about that, we have a nice even price. This has been that sales price for quite a while. Okay, it has gone lower when Amazon's on stock. Average sales price, yeah, and I mean, it's got a nice ROI. Okay, 38%. That's not a bad ROI. Let me do a little bit more showing you guys my thought process on this. Okay, so the average price, this is where a lot of people falter. Average in the last 90 days is $24.46. So it's actually a little bit higher than normal. Our buy cost would be $12. Well, it would be $11.99 less the 8%. So So 95 cents off. So plus the rewards and stuff. So it's like $11 is the buy cost. So it's still at an ROI of 41% at that sale price FBA. That's really solid, guys. Okay. So that's a good product. Does that make sense how I'm searching that, how I'm doing that? I'm going to assume yes. Okay. So that's a bad rank chart. I don't like that at all. This isn't terrible. Well, Esther, I wouldn't mind. I love your questions because you asked the good questions. It's pretty quick to set up. I mean, especially because most of what I do now is with bulk lists because I've already done it so many times. So I just set up my bulk lists. So, I like to go in. I have my stores that I check every week, like the clearance section, a bunch of toy stores, or, the other stores that I'm not going to mention because this isn't really about one store. It's just about the general process. So I kind of like set a day that's all I do. I just set up searches. So maybe that takes 8 hours or so. And that's kind of like my one day that I just do OA. Okay. So this free and clear. You always want to check the packs out, Ooh, that's a better rank. How much is this going to be? So it'll be about $6. That's not a good price. That's a little bit more profitable than the first one, but not much more profitable. And for some reason, the 5-pack seems real good. We see actually the price is down a little bit from where it used to be. Not a lot of people selling this FBA. Now, that could, of course, mean the Tasmat. I'm not going to go into that. That's a little bit outside the scope of this. Well, you know what? Let me see. Personally, I just check for hazmat by visual searching using the Amazon app. I find that to be the most reliable way. You know, there's extensions for it. Not, you know, probably not the most efficient way. Oh, didn't find this, but there is, you guys can't see my screen, but there's also a 1-pack that's profitable because we're paying like $6. Actually has a 50% ROI. The payout on it's $9.43. So then there's another one. Shit, guys, this is a good deal. There's a this is a conditioner. So let's look through here because we got the conditioner, the Free and Clear shampoo, Free and Clear conditioner. Boom. So this is where tactical arbitrage messes up. And this is why I use tactical arbitrage. Don't get me wrong. I use it a ton. But this is where we can potentially find items that aren't on the beaten path with tactical arbitrage. So it's $7.25. Okay. Free and Clear. Add these to the chat. Esther, are you still hearing me?